What's going on, everybody? This is Big James back again, and today we're going to take a little trip.
You boys like Mexico? Yeah!
We're going to head south of the border. We got us a little grudge race. Now we're going to line old Rusty up against this Mustang here. This silver car is a Coyote with a 10-speed, and this thing runs pretty darn stout, especially for just a few little mods he's got. I know he's got a Nitto drag tire on the back, a couple bolt-ons, I think a cold air intake and headers. I'm not exactly sure. And I know he's got an E85 tune on it. And this thing runs super stout for what it is. Here's a comparison time slip. We got Rusty on the left and the Mustang on the right. And the incrementals are almost exactly the same. So we find us a little spot south of the border and we head that way. Pretty solid run for first time out on the streets. Rusty got him on a hole shot and just kind of maintained the lead. I think this would have been a photo finish at the drag strip. Got stuck on midnights after this for 4 days. Little James grabbed the trailer and followed me back to Kentucky. We stopped off, got a little bit of gas, and headed that way. Made it through Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, and we finally made our way back home to Kentucky. We've been running on very little sleep, but we finally made it to the shop. First order of business is get that coffee machine going. Little James started swapping the spark plugs out, just checking over the tune-up, while I started jacking the car up. Now our biggest Achilles heel, I guess you would say, about this whole project has been the stock 10-bolt. We're finally getting around to swapping in the 9-inch rear end. I had already got it swapped out, but we still had a few little things to do. We had to bleed the brakes, get the shock brackets on it, and get the gear oil in it, and test everything out just to make sure everything was good. This is the old stock 76 10-bolt, 7.5 inch. Nothing special about it at all. It's got a little mini spool and a gear in it, but other than that, it's all factory. Here's the 9-inch. It's just the old housing I had and a bunch of spare parts. Third member I had thrown together. This little tool here is handy. I love using it when making brackets and stuff. You can put it up against anything and get the exact shape you need. This housing's kind of not perfectly round, so when I was making the shock brackets, this helped me out a lot. That way I could get a good fit for a good weld. Now all I gotta do is really lay out my brackets and start cutting them out. I like to put this guide piece of metal up when I'm cutting straight lines. It definitely helps you keep the jagged edges down to a minimum. On the plasma cutter, if you just follow this piece of metal, you can get a super straight line every time. I love using this trick. Just getting all the slag and kind of anything that looks rough off the brackets. Get everything cleaned up, and I'm going to get them welded on. Be ready to get them shocks bolted on, and we won't be far off from having this thing finished up. While I was doing that, little James got the housing all cleaned up, ready to go. And then I'll start swapping the tires out on these old centerline wheels old Greg had laying around. Now our old wheels are just 7-inch steel rally wheels. Our new wheels are 10-inch wide aluminum wheels. That definitely ought to help with the footprint of the tire. Get these things all swapped out, should be an improvement. Got our new tires put on and the front wheels all polished out. This thing's gonna be looking like $1 million bucks. Little James getting the fluid put in the rear end. We won't be long now. Get the wheels put back on. Just double check everything. Let her back down on the ground and be ready to see if this thing will hold or not. Well, it didn't break, so I guess that's a big plus. We got the car loaded up and little James is ready to take it back to Blytheville. We're going to try to go to George Ray's and make some more test passes this week. See what kind of improvements we got with this rear end. Thanks everybody for watching, and once again, go like and subscribe. See y'all.